Okay, so this is our Module 3 end of module assessment. Test read aloud. Number 1, imagine that a door slammed shut in a house. You did not see it happen, but you heard a loud sound and felt a vibration on the floor. Use what you know about energy, waves, and external sensory structures to explain how you heard and felt the door slam. You have to tell me about energy. Tell me about what you heard and felt, how the energy was transferred to you. Okay. What that caused to vibrate, both on the ground and in you. And then how you were able to detect it. Okay, that's worth 4 points. Letter B. Remember, if I'm going too fast, hit pause, hit stop on your video. Letter B, create a model. So you know this is going to involve drawing and labeling. Create a model that explains one way the information traveled to you. Remember, it's traveling to you 2 ways. It's traveling to you by sound, and it's traveling to you by vibration. So I need you to either draw how it's traveling to you by sound or draw how it's traveling to you by vibration. Draw one or the other, and then label it. Be sure to include energy and matter in your model. Right now, I'm going to pause for 1 minute. Obviously, that's not enough time to get this done, but it's a little bit of a pause. Okay, so I'm going to go on to question 2. For problems 2 through 4, imagine that you are part of a team of scientists studying animals in Namibia. Your research team is currently studying large cats called servals. While observing a serval, you record this entry in your field notes. The time, 3:46 to 3:49 p.m. So this happens in a 3-minute time span. It's a picture of a serval. My picture isn't nearly as red, but rather very orange. The serval turned its ears in different directions as it walked through a stretch of tall grass. Suddenly, it stood still and pointed both ears forward. The serval crouched slightly and crept forward very slowly, 1 step at a time. The serval stopped and lowered its head toward the grass. After a short moment, it pounced. When it came up from the grass, it had a small rat in its mouth. So number 2, you suspect that the serval relied on one of its senses more than the others to find prey hidden in the tall grass. Which sensory structure did the serval most likely rely on to find its prey? Use evidence from the field note entry to support your answer. Okay. This one's worth 2 points. Notice the size of his big ears. That should be a big clue. Okay, that was 2A. 2B. Based on the structure you chose, complete the four-square chart to show the series of steps that led to the serval pouncing into the grass. Information is transferred through the environment to the animal. Remember, you're giving this to me in the format of not the animal hearing, but information from the environment to the animal. That's the format that you're giving me this, okay? Information is transferred through the environment to the animal. Okay. Number 2, animal receives the information through external sensory structures. Okay, this is where you're telling me what the serval used to know something was there. Number 3, animal processes the information by using internal structures. Okay, this is the animal processing the information. Right? This is not only that it's thinking about something, but proof that it's thinking. What's it thinking? Number 4, animal responds to the information. What I often advise you guys to do, the response is in your prompt. Right? The animal did something. And he had a reason, or she had a reason for doing that something. That's going to go in your square 4. Again, I'm sure I'm going too fast. So hit pause in the video where you need to. Okay? Number 3. Again, if I'm going too fast, hit pause. I'm not expecting you to go the speed that I'm going. Number 3, your research team is studying how the serval hunts in different environments. Develop a model based on your field note entry to show how the serval hunts in tall grass. Be sure to include both energy and sensory structures in your model. So you need to show me what that animal is hunting for. In other words, what's that serval gonna find in that tall grass? You need to draw that little prey animal in the tall grass. Then how did that serval know it was there? Did it see it? Did it hear it? How would you represent that sense of sight or sound? And you need to label that prey animal and how it was heard or how it was seen. Then the sight or the sound, you need to label that. How the energy moves through this picture, okay? Then you need to draw your serval and label either its eyes or its ears and how it receives the sound energy or the light energy from its prey animal. You need to label it with words. Remember, I have to be able to read it. I'm your audience, so I have to be able to read this. I have to know what your pictures are, and I have to be able to read your writing. Okay, same rules as in your LEAP test, guys. Nothing different. Okay, and that's worth 4 points. B, your team observes a serval hunting at night. The serval hunts in an open area without much grass. Which external sensory structure does a serval rely on? How did the structure and its sensory receptors make it possible for the serval to hunt at night? Okay, so here you're going to explain what is it doing so it can hunt at night. It's a different sensory structure it's using at nighttime because we know servals are cats. We know this fact about cats. Okay. We explained this in class on Monday about cats. Okay, so what external sensory structure is a serval relying on at night? How does the structure of this, how does it adapt at nighttime so that the serval can hunt at nighttime? Okay, your picture up here is worth 2 points. Your explanations up here are worth 2 points. This is worth 4 points. Okay, here you need to explain to me about the fact that this says it doesn't have much grass. So you need to explain that. So what it's going to use to hunt for small animals since it didn't have much grass. Then you need to explain what about this cat's external sensory structure, how it's going to change at nighttime to allow it to hunt better, and how that helps them hunt better. I don't know how to say it without giving you the answer. It's worth 4 points. All right, number 4. One day, you're observing a mother serval and her baby eating. The mother hears hyenas and pushes her baby to run away to safety. The hyenas arrive and steal their food. The following week, you're watching the same mother and baby serval eating when they hear the hyenas again. This time, the baby serval runs away without being pushed by its mother. A, why does a baby serval run away during your second observation? Letter B, describe how the baby serval processes information differently during each of your observations. This one's worth 2 points. This one, you need to tell me the first time what the baby doesn't know, and the second time how it's different. Okay, this is worth 3 points. All right, letter C. The hyenas use their noses to smell the food from a distance. The hyenas' noses function to help them survive, grow, or reproduce. Circle the answer. That's worth 1 point. The mother and baby serval use their ears to help the to hear the hyenas from a distance. The serval's ears function to help them survive, grow, or reproduce. Circle the correct answer. Okay. Number 5. Imagine that your family is adding a new plant to the yard at home. Your family wants to add the plant to an area that receives a lot of sunlight but very little water. Use what you know about internal and external plant structures to describe the type of plant that will have the best chance of survival. I don't need to know what plant you're going to plant. That's not what I need to know. I need to know about internal and external plant structures to describe the type of plant that will have the best chance of survival. We talked about something very specific in class. It needs to have what kind of roots so that it can do what? And it needs to have what kind of trunk so that it can do what? For what kind of days? That's what I need to know. Okay. Last question. And again, please hit pause as necessary or go back in your test as necessary. Number 6, and that's worth 4 points. How does an elephant use its feet and bone conduction to sense a rainstorm more than 150 miles away? I need this specific. Okay, I gave you a very specific answer. I went all the way from the toes to the eardrums. And then I specified how it senses the rainstorm from that many miles away. I need all that information in your answer. It should take most of your lines that I gave you to answer this question. And guys, I've got all the posters on display in my classroom. Use them. Use your logbook also. Use it. Just don't talk. Okay, this is worth 4 points also. Remember first and last name to top your test, that's worth a point. So that you could potentially make 38 points on this test, but I'm only counting 30 of them. So you can make 8 bonus points. Okay. You're not done with this test until you've gone through every question and reviewed all your answers. This is a big test worth several percentage points of your grade. And this is your last grade in science for the 9 weeks for the year. Okay, this is a time to bring up your grade, not bring it down. Go through and review every test question before you turn it in.